Testing. 1, 2, 3, and action. So, I just paired up the microphone with the camera, and this is just my testing reel. So make sure the audio lines up right here, and I'll even do another clap, and there you go. So, yeah, I'm actually starting to film myself, and we'll just see how this goes. I don't know what direction I want to go in right now, but for now I just wanted to keep it simple, keep it general, and from here, as we go along, we'll develop something. I'm not too stressed about it. I just want to start. Okay. I'm not encouraging smoking. I don't encourage it. I discourage it. Oh shit. I discourage it. I'm actually smoking my last few cigarettes, and then I'm not gonna smoke anymore. So, yeah. Discouragement. But right now that I am smoking, I'm testing out my new Playboy Zippo lighter, and that's that right there. So, right now, testing it out, just seeing how well it lights up a flame. But, it's kind of neat to have one of these. I have a couple others that I've bought before, a few years ago, actually 7 years ago. I just haven't used them. So, yeah. I'm probably not going to use this one for long, but it'll be there for when I need to light up, I don't know, firework once a year. But yeah. So, anyway, like I said, I don't know what this channel's going to be about, but I'm just going to get my thoughts out there. And, whoever wants to watch can watch. Introduction. My name is Hugo, but I go by Hugh. Hugh Reyez. Yeah, I go by Hugh. And you can call me Hugo. So, but you can call me Hugh too. Yeah, I'm a software engineer. I studied computer science in college. I studied IT in college. And a little bit about my background for work. I worked for Amazon as a Amazon shopper for Sprouts. So I, put the groceries in those Amazon Prime paper bags, and somebody else came to pick them up and deliver them. Did that for a while. Was at Stater Brothers for a little bit. Stater Brothers was actually my first job. And yeah, definitely got some memories there. Met some pretty cool people. Then I started to get some jobs in IT. I got my latest internship was with NASA at JPL, and there I worked on secret technology. Can't talk about it. I wish I could, but I can't. I worked there, and then I worked as a quality assurance analyst for a little bit, tiny bit. And then I started working as a system admin. Then as I went to IT, just like image computers, and then most recently I was a sysops analyst, where I installed Windows servers and installed different software components for our company at different TV stations. So that's my professional background and my educational background. Currently looking for a job. IT would be good, but I was trying to get a software engineering job most recently, and I'm also open to like regular jobs, such as being at Target. Maybe I'd go for a supervisor position, manager position, just because I've had that experience in the past. I was a supervisor for a big event space and managed a few hundred people, 50 to 100 people. So yeah, if it was a regular job where maybe like education isn't so stressed, I'd try out for a manager position. Maybe I can be a manager at Starbucks or whatever. But yeah, I think right now I don't mind whatever job it is. But yeah, I'm at a point right now in my life where everything's chill. Everything's just relaxing. I feel good all the time. Most of the time. So I've had my periods of time where I'm focused on my professional career, and I went 100% on it. I've had times where I'm going 100% on my studies. So I think I needed this time to just take it easy and learn how to relax. So that's what I've been doing. It's not as easy to relax as some people might think, depending on who you ask. But for me personally, it was kind of hard to learn how to enjoy relaxation and just doing not too much. I think it was rewarding to know how to relax and just, take it day by day. And also, recently, I like to read a lot about like different spiritual practices and just kind of adopt things here and there and see what makes sense for me. I mean, in this time period where I've been not working, I also was doing some software programming on my own, developed a few applications. So, I spend a lot of time there, probably 4 to 8 hours just programming. Programming, it might be hard to learn, maybe, depends on the person, but if you choose to focus on software engineering, if you give, if you want to give your whole undivided attention to software programming, you'll have a good time. Because I'm not coughing because of the cigarette. I have my I have had I've had a sore throat for a couple days. It's not the cigarette. Yeah. So I think you'll have a good time if you actually want to be in that craft. Because you get lost in it. In the action of programming. In the action of being thoughtful about what you're going to do in the process. And I've experienced the flow that comes with investing yourself in that skill. And honestly wanting to lose yourself in it. So, I think, yeah, it's a worthwhile investment in your time. Because you're going to earn pretty good money. Top-notch money. Even if you don't earn that much money in the beginning, you'll earn a lot as you go on with the years. But I think if you want recognition for your programming, or recognition for whatever you do, I think it's one of the worst fields to get into. Just because nobody is going to say, well, this is beautiful code. You're not going to get a recognition for it. At least I don't think so. So, if you want medals and certificates of like being the best. I don't think it's gonna happen there. It's for yourself. You're really doing the craft for yourself because you enjoy it. And you got to be okay with maybe not a lot of people admiring what you do. But the lack of recognition in that field, unless you do it academically and you're writing papers all the time, or you're in a top-notch company and you're, doing research on that stuff, developing the latest technology, maybe then your name will pop up. But the lack of admiration or the lack of recognition is made up for in the amount of money that you get back as pay. So it works out. Not to mention programming. It's pretty, I guess you got your meetings with other engineers, but your work is, as you're an individual, just, making the code, programming it. You're at your desk, you're by yourself, you're in the zone. So, it's not the best job for somebody who wants to be social. Of course, there are some social aspects to programming, such as if you do if you're at a company and you're developing an application or whatever, you're communicating with other engineers. But you're also, another way that you can be social is like through open source projects where you're getting feedback on the code and you're crafting messages for each other and just seeing how the product can develop better. There's that, but I don't really see it as too much of a social thing. It's pretty solitary. Definitely not a career for somebody who really likes to be with people and be with a coworker or a couple coworkers every day. It's not going to be like that. At least I don't think it would. But maybe when you're at your job, maybe you do have a couple buddies that you talk to and get along with. But it's not, the kind of people that are programmers sometimes are usually introverted. So there's that hurdle that you might not have, let's say at Starbucks, if you're an employee there. because it's expected of you to be social, very welcoming, and although some companies are trying to also get people that are comfortable in their own skin and can communicate well in the software space, it's still that demographic of extroverted people is not the subset that are usually in computer science. But I do think it's worthwhile programming. I think you learn a lot about yourself. You learn how to be patient. You learn how to be a good problem solver. You learn to not give up. You learn persistence. You learn tons of skills. That you might not readily see before you start doing it, or in the beginning stages. Now, I barely have like maybe 5 years under my belt programming, and these skills surface up as you put in your hours of programming. And I bet programmers that are older than me, or that have been doing it for, decades, have even more wisdom about the process, the thoughts that go on in your head recurrently throughout each project. I really do think programming is a beautiful thing. And the more you persist at trying to understand it, or trying to learn better techniques, you you know you you're looking at the detail of something, that I think is inherently beautiful. It's like I would say it's like an art form. You're immersed in the art form, in the typing, in the shortcuts of the typing, in the screen, the code that comes out. It just, if you let it move you, you will be moved by it. I love programming. The part that I don't like is applying for jobs, because you're just shooting in the dark. But, if somebody were to give me a job, like right away, I would definitely enjoy it. Because that's what I trained for. That's what I do. I would say it's almost an essence of me, that part that knows how to program or that likes to program. In general, I think whatever you do that, you put in effort and amount of hours and just immerse yourself into, I think you make it valuable to yourself. And I really do think that if you're not putting any effort into any aspect of your life or activity, I do think you're missing out on an essential fulfillment, happiness that you can get from doing that. You know, like I said, programming sometimes is solitary, and it's funny because, like, I'll be working on a software piece, and it'd be like a week of like 8-hour days just immersed in the process, reading documentation, troubleshooting the code, fixing bugs, and you get caught up in it. But at the end of the week, when it's all finished, I'm excited. I'm rejuvenated. And I tell my sister, look, I made this. Like, come and see it. It's pretty fucking, like, legit. And she comes over and she's like, oh, let me see it. And the thing is, she doesn't get close to the screen to see the code. She's just like standing like 10 feet behind, and she's like, okay, what does it do? And so I show her, and sometimes it's just the terminal, which shows just like black and white text, and sometimes it's like a little game or whatever, or maybe a calculator that I make, and I put in some numbers and some numbers pop out, or I put in whatever and something else comes out. She's so unfazed by the product. She's like, oh, that's all it does? And it's it's just a shame that I can't put that experience of me admiring the work and putting in the whatever 40 hours and the intensity that I put into it. I can't transfer that experience to her so that she could enjoy the product too. And so I am dismayed when that happens, because I want her to match my level of excitement and fulfillment, and it's like she's at a whole different level where she just like misses the entirety of it, the essence of it. But yeah, when I get along with, not when I get along, but when I talk to my programmer buddies, I can revel in the similarities of our work, and I know they get me because we work in the same thing, programming, and they're gonna have similar experiences, whether it's like a bug just kind of like really bugged you, not bugged you, a bug really like made you frustrated, so you're trying to fix it, and it's been a couple hours and you're still not sure what's wrong. So I know if they've had that experience, and you can just, they get your point of view. I guess that's with any field, I mean, of course you're going to relate to other people that are doing the same thing as you. But I just feel so alive when I come to meet with a person that does similar things as I do. But yeah, in the next episode, the next video, I'm not going to be smoking anymore. In the subsequent videos, I'm going to replace it with something else, like a drink or whatever. Not an alcoholic drink, but usually I have yerba mate. So I'll buy a pack of those at Costco, and I'll have that as I'm talking, rambling. So I want to know, what in your life makes you feel passionate? What passions do you have in your life? Whether that's work, or a hobby that you do, or a lifestyle that you carry. What is it that invigorates you? That makes you say, man, I'm having a good time. Maybe something that you can lose hours and hours immersed in. Leave it in the comments what it is. I'd sure love to hear your guys' experiences. I always think that's fascinating. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to do any cuts on this video. Just because I hate the painstakingly time that I have to put in to edit the video. I might just put a filter on top of it. That's it. Let me check. Alright, we're still good. Sometimes on the back of the camera, the back of the iPhone, it says a little battery, so I have to click out of the little dialogue. No sé.
No, no sabes. No sabes.
Yeah. I think that's all for this video. Unless something comes to mind right now. You know, so I'm getting that camera. So if anybody wants to shoot, they have a camera too, or you want a model for me, I'm open to that. Just let me know. And that's if you're in the Santa Ana area or close by in California. And so expect the video to be better in a couple weeks. Because I'll be using the camera and not the iPhone. Although I don't think there's anything wrong with the quality of the iPhone. But yeah. Let's call it a day. So I'll see you guys next time, and we'll see what we talk about then. Alright, see ya.